Hello, this is Dr. Hines. Today I want to talk about a subject a lot of people don't want to talk about, but I think it's something that deserves to be discussed. It's talking about life, talking about death. One thing that we know is that as long as we live, at some point, we're going to transition. We're not going to be here forever. And I know you're probably thinking, what spawned this? Well, Uh, March 11th is the day that I commemorate my father. That was his birthday. And he died young. He was 69. And over the years, I've pondered when I look at, you know, basketball coaches, football coaches, people in business that are over the age of 70 that are making things happen and doing things. I'm wondering why couldn't my father be in that pack? And a lot of things were going on with him, but I think in general, I think it's important to just know and understand that life is a precious gift, and as we get older, because as of the time of this recording, I just turned 51. Ooh. Um, that life is not something that is guaranteed and given forever. When I was younger, um, I played a lot of sports. I would get injured a lot, and I depended on my body to heal itself. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that sometimes the body doesn't heal itself the same way that it did when you were younger. And that a lot that happens to you when you get older is dependent upon what you do to it. In other words, how do you treat your body? How do you treat your mind? How do you treat yourself? And so I guess I just want to say these couple of things because, again, this conversation is not a conversation that a lot of people want to have. It's a conversation that you should have. I think everybody over the age of 40 needs to have this conversation, either with someone or with themselves. Um, One, you have to take care of your body. If you want to live longer, you have to take care of yourself, physically and mentally, because the stress of the mental anguish that you may be going through can be just as heavy as you not taking care of yourself. Now, I know, when we're talking about taking care of ourselves, number one thing that comes up is weight. Lose the weight. If you're overweight, lose the weight, lose the weight, lose the weight. I look at it differently. And for me, at the time of this recording, I'm pretty much within the realm of someone my height, age, maybe give or take a few pounds should be. Here's my barometer. I know this sounds weird, but this is just my barometer. I look at the NFL Combine every year, and I'm 5'9", 5'9" and a half. I don't know if that really matters. 5'9", 5'9" and a half, whatever. And I look at the athletes that are, 5'9" and a half. Some of them are wide receivers. Some of them are cornerbacks, safeties, whatever. And I look at their weight. Now, mind you, these athletes work out every single day. Lift weights every single day. Run sprints, jump, do all of these drills. And if I look at them and I look at me, and I'm only 10, maybe 15 pounds more than them, I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing okay. Because I'm within the realm. Now, mind you, they're 20, 21 years old. At the time of this recording, I'm 51. If I'm 10, 15 pounds more than them, I'm okay. Now, that's not everybody. Okay? A lot of people go through things and they gain weight, genetics, whatever. What I will simply say is this. What you carry around with you, you carry around with you every single day. So if you're 10 pounds overweight, 15 pounds overweight, 30 pounds overweight, 50 pounds overweight, you're carrying that every single day. And for some reason, I don't know why, but for some of our ethnicities, especially our African Americans, The more weight we carry, the more prone we are to diseases and the failure of our bodies to maintain. So, whatever we can do to slim down in our weight area, the better off we will be. Now, however you do that is however you do that, because there are safe ways to do it, and there's unsafe ways to do it, and then there's ways in between. And every morning we wake up, there's a new methodology or mode of how to lose weight. So I am not here on this recording trying to tell you how to do it. I'm simply saying if you're carrying the extra weight, you need to be concerned, because the data has shown that the more weight you carry, the more susceptible you are to illnesses and diseases that can cause your body to break down that you can't recover from the older that you get. Another thing is you got to forgive people when you get older. And you're probably like, what does that have to do with life expectancy? Well, when you carry on grudges for a long period of time, they start to manifest themselves. They start to grow root. They start to get bigger. Some of the things that you were mad about that happened 20, 30 years ago, you're carrying with that. And the older you get, the psychological toll that it takes on you. And, one of the things my father always taught me was live life with a clean slate. If somebody does you wrong, you could be mad for the moment, but at some point, you got to clear the slate. Now, he said, and I'm not necessarily saying this to say that people should do this, but he used to say, forgive them even if you don't mean it. Just forgive them for the fact that you say, I heard you and I forgive you, or whatever you did to me, I forgive you. Whatever I did to you, I want to ask for your apology and move on. Because life is short. And one of the things that he taught me is you don't want to reach that point in your life where you have more days behind you than ahead of you, and you're thinking about the negative things you did to people or someone that a simple conversation could have already cleared and fixed up. Now, are you going to love everybody? Are you going to like everybody? No, you're not. I know in a lot of our religions we say love everyone. My father would say love everyone, but don't like everybody. Just because I love you don't mean I like you. There's a whole lot with that statement. I'm not going to go into that. But what I will say is grudges and regrets can also send you to an early grave. Sometimes you got to look at life and say, you know what? Is it worth it? No, let it go. Sometimes it's just a matter of a phone conversation. Now, because of the way things are now, you can send an email. You can send a text. You can say everything you need to say, and you can end it right there. If they never respond, it doesn't matter. You said it. You said, I'm sorry. You said, whatever happened, I take full responsibility for. I did it. I'm not trying to erase it. I'm just owning up to the fact that I said it, and I did it, and I'm moving on. You don't have to forgive me, but I said it. So that when I move forward in life, I can say, I'm not carrying this baggage with me. And I'm telling you, the more you do that, you're just unloading baggage in your life. And you'll be surprised how much better you feel. I've come to the point in my life that I've done some bad things to some people. I've said some bad things to some people. And I can unload it. And I can say, hey, I'm sorry. I did wrong. I did wrong by you. I could see how you were upset with me. And I apologize. And I'm letting you know that I recognize the wrong that I did. Now, me saying sorry doesn't make it better. Me saying sorry doesn't make you digest what I did years ago better. But at least you know that I acknowledge the wrong that I did. And that alone is good for me. I can move on with my life and keep moving forward. Because I can't change what I did in the past. But I can alter what I do in the future, and I can alter my mindset, and I can allow maturity to step in. So carrying grudges I'm telling you, after a while, you'll get tired of it. And it'll wear on you when you carry grudges. It's like a weight on your back. You know what? And it's even harder for family members because in some instances you can say, but I know what they did wrong to me. I know what they did wrong to me. And it's easier said than done. Yes, I know. But understand, if you carry that around with you, you got to carry it around with you. And sometimes when you let people off the hook and you let life be life, sometimes life is the best one to deal with situations than you trying to carry a grudge. Just putting that out there. Other thing is, you got to do it all. You got to do it all. If you've ever had an idea or a dream or a hope or a wish or a fantasy that you wanted to take an Alaskan cruise, you need to do it. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else but you. If you have a desire or a dream that you want to go and see the Eiffel Tower with your own eyes, do it. What's holding you back from doing it? Budgeting, saving money, doing it. Because the memory of you actually doing something that you want to do that doesn't have to make sense to anybody else is what matters. And let me say this, everything that you want to do doesn't have to be tied with money. It doesn't have to be tied with trying to make a profit. It doesn't have to be tied with, if I do this, I'll be a millionaire. That's not why you do things. You going to the Eiffel Tower and seeing the Eiffel Tower with your own eyes has nothing to do with anybody else but you. If you want to go to a rodeo for once in your life, go. If you want to go to, I don't know, if you've never been to Jamaica and you've never seen, the beach with the sand that has clear water, go. Do it. Stop trying to put off things because the one thing that you do not have a lot of is time. Time is the one thing you cannot buy more of. Time is the one thing that once you use it, you lose it. Every single day that you are alive, you are taking a withdrawal from your bank of time. But here's the problem. We have checking accounts and banking accounts that we can call on the phone or we can go into our computers and we can see our balance. There's not one person on this earth that's living that can tell you how long they have to live. Think about that. Everyone has a bank. Some people have a lot of time. Some people don't have a lot of time. And it doesn't make a difference what illness you have, what genetic illness you may contract, it doesn't matter. Your time is your time. So what you do with your time matters. And you don't want to end this beautiful journey called life still trying to do things that you thought you couldn't do, still wishing and hoping. I mean, there are some things, it may not be within your reach to do. I can tell you right now, at this point in my life, I do not want to bungee jump off of anything. That's not an experience. Now, I'll watch somebody else do it and I'll be fascinated by what they do, but I'm not going to do that. My days of dunking a basketball are over. I'm not even going to get on a prop that lifts me up high enough to take a basketball in my hand and dunk it. If I didn't do it in my teens and my 20s, that time has gone. I'm done. I'm fine. I'll watch other people dunk, but I'm not going to try to do that. So you have to be realistic about the things that you want to do, but you also have to say, hey, at this point in my life, I want to do it. If you want to do it and it's really in your heart to do it. So these are my 3 points. You got to value life. You got to take care of yourself physically, mentally. Mentally and physically are equal. Take care of yourself. These grudges, these oppositions that you have with people, these issues you have with people, at some point you got to let it go. Because guess what? If you don't, you're going to transcend and go to your grave, and that person is still going to be mad at you, and all you had to say out of your mouth was, hey, you know what? I'm just going to say it. I did wrong by you. I understand how you feel, and I'm just letting you know that I recognize the wrong that I did. Some people have a problem with saying I'm sorry. You don't have to say the words I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You don't have to say that. But you can acknowledge that you did wrong. Well, that's not enough. Well, that's all I'm giving. Because I'm going to say that I did wrong by you, and I'm going to let that stand. How you accept it is really not about whether you accept it or you reject it. So you got to get in that point in your life. I'm not concerned whether or not you accept. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. So I'm telling you that I recognize that I did wrong by you, and I'm getting it off my chest. What you do with that is what you do with that. Hopefully you will accept it. If not, okay, I said it, moving on. And you got to do it all, people. Leave this earth with no bullets in the chamber. Do it all. If you want to do it, do it. It doesn't have to make sense to the rest of the world. It only has to make sense to you. Because life is precious. And you got to live it to the fullest. That's it. Dr. Hines. Till next time.